Here at the CNN Election Center, and get ready, because we're about to make a projection. And CNN can now project that in Vermont, as expected, Barack Obama will carry that state. In New England, 3 electoral votes. Barack Obama, we project, will win in Vermont. At the same time, John McCain will carry Kentucky once again as expected. 8 electoral votes. Not a huge surprise on either Vermont or Kentucky. We are not able to make a projection in the 4 other states that are closing all their polls at this hour right now. And some of them are battleground states: Georgia, Indiana, South Carolina, and Virginia. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be close or not close. The reason why we cannot make projections sometimes is because we simply don't have enough information, and we're not simply going to rely on the exit poll numbers that have come in. Exit poll numbers are pretty good, but they're not always perfect, so we're going to wait to see the real numbers come in before we make a projection in these 4 states. We're watching Indiana very closely because that's turned out to be a battleground state. And Virginia, Indiana and Virginia, as you know, they have not gone for a Democratic presidential candidate since 1964 when LBJ carried those states. So those are going to be very, very important in the early understanding of what's going on in this historic day in the United States. Let's check in with Soledad O'Brien and Bill Schneider. They're taking a look at exit poll numbers that are coming in. Soledad?
Right, Wolf, we'll take you right to the voter analysis board. And you'll remember earlier in the night I said this is going to be the why board. Why someone won, why someone lost, why it's close. So this is our first opportunity to dig down that direction. Let's start with Vermont, which was called for Barack Obama. No surprise, said Wolf. Who delivered for Barack Obama?
Vermont has turned blue. Let's take a look. I hate states at the bottom of the alphabet, but here is Vermont right here.
Just because they're hard to reach.
Yes, it's a little hard to reach, but the higher the group, the higher the category on this chart, the bigger Obama's margin. Clearly, he did best among Democrats and liberals, but if you look at this chart, Obama carried every one of these constituencies. They're all blue. Men, white men, voters with and without a college degree, Catholic voters, all went for Obama. The only groups in Vermont that didn't go to Obama are the 2 red groups at the bottom, conservatives and Republicans.
Not exactly a shocker there. Take me to Kentucky, which we are calling for Senator McCain.
Okay. Kentucky is a red state here on this board. And look at this. Many red categories, best, of course, Republicans and conservatives. But interestingly, in Kentucky, men, unlike Vermont, men voted heavily for McCain, 58% over Obama. And Kentucky is a very rural and white state. Look at white voters in Kentucky. These are Appalachian whites who were always a problem for Obama. 63% of whites in Kentucky delivered for John McCain, only 36% for Obama. And rural voters in Kentucky, again, 63% for McCain, 36% Obama.
Even the 18 to 24-year-old group, which is traditionally
yes.
Obama territory.
Look, they went narrowly. They split their vote. 50% for McCain, 48% for Obama. This is, most states is an Obama category. In Kentucky, they split.
But as Wolf said going in, no big surprise here. Both of these states were safe states, Kentucky for Senator McCain and Vermont for Senator Obama. So, right. Wolf, that's the why. That's why we have the winners in those 2 states. All
right, guys, thanks very much. I want to take a look at these 2 states right now. Indiana, about 120,000 votes have already been counted in Indiana. 4% of the precincts